Hi everyone, and welcome to today's workout. My name is Candace. I'm with YogaByCandace.com. Today I'm joined by Ashley Spradlin. Today we're going to be doing an in-room workout here at Hotel Marlowe, Kimpton Hotel in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And we're going to use an ottoman and the yoga mat that is in-room for guests. So you will need an ottoman and a mat in order to do the practice. You don't need to be wearing sneakers. You can just do it barefoot if you like. And this is going to be a workout that both gets your heart rate up and helps to build muscle. It should feel really good. You'll get a nice sweat in. So when you're ready, go ahead and grab your props and we'll begin. Okay, so what I'd like to do is first demo the movements for you and give you a little bit of information about each movement. And then we'll get into our workout and do a little cool down at the end. So Ashley is here. She's going to be doing the movements as I walk you through them. The first one is a tap squat jump. So what you're going to do is take your feet about hip distance or so, and you'll sit facing away from your, you'll stand facing away from your ottoman, then sit back just till you tap your glutes and then jump up. Now as you jump up, you're going to press down through all four corners of your feet. Pay particular attention to the heels and the outside edges of the feet, and really kind of drive the knees out. If you're somebody whose knees tend to go in, that's something to really pay attention for you. Drive those knees out so you're really using your glutes and your hamstrings to get up. So we'll just do these repeating squat jumps in between an upper body and lower body movement. So it'll be squat jumps, upper body movement, lower body movement, squat jumps again, upper body movement, lower body movement, etc. The first upper body movement is a push-up. So you can use your ottoman, if you like, to come into a push-up position. Alternatively, you can do this on the ground. Your hands will be about shoulder distance and your feet will be about hip distance. From here, you're gonna come down about halfway or so and then push the ground away. Come down about halfway or so, push the ground away. You want to think about keeping your core really strong and tight here. Try not to lift up too much through the hips. And then if you need to modify the position, one of the ways to do that is doing it on the ottoman. But the other option, if you're on the ottoman, if it starts to get too challenging, is to come down onto your knees and just have your the rest of your body from your knees to your shoulders in a diagonal line, and the hands can still be on the ottoman as you come down into your modified position. Or, like I said, you could do this on the ground as well. The next movement is going to be a Bulgarian split squat. So you'll turn and face away from the ottoman. You can lift one foot and just set the top of the foot on the ottoman, and you can kind of hop your other foot away from you until you're kind of in this split stance position. Hands can be on your hips or hands can be to heart center, whatever feels best for you. And then you'll lower down. You want to think about driving your front knee in line with your third toe or so, and then rise back up. And as you rise back up, think about pushing into the footprint of your standing foot, your planted foot. So think about pressing especially hard into the heel and the lateral side of the foot, and that'll make sure that you're using your glute and hamstrings to get up. The next movement then will be the tap squat jumps, which we did at the beginning. And then we'll go into an up and down plank. So again, you could do this on your ottoman, you could do this on your mat. You'll come into a plank position, then lower down onto the forearms, and then come back into your plank position on your hands. And you'll go just like that. You want to try to avoid rotating too much through the hips. So what you don't want to do is have the hips open really, really wide to one side or the other. You'll keep your body really strong and stable through the core. The next movement will be a hip thrust. So you'll come to sit down on the ground, your knees will be bent, and your upper back will be positioned on the ottoman. Then you'll drive down, pressing through the heels to lift up, and your gaze will be out where the seam of the wall in the ceiling is. And you'll press down through the heels to lift up through the hips and squeeze the glutes at the top. You want to think about having a slightly posterior tilt of your pelvis, and you'll really feel that in the glutes. The next movement then will be the tap squat jumps that we did earlier, and then we have Superman flutter kicks. So for the Superman flutter kicks, you'll come down onto your mat and you'll be facing down. The arms will come out in front of you and thumbs will point up. As you breathe in, lift your arms and your legs, the head and the chest, And you can extend through the fingers and just kick the arms, kick the legs like you're swimming in the ocean. I don't know who swims like this, but this is your Superman flutter kick. And then we'll release. The next movement is a side-to-side lunge. So we'll do all of the reps on one leg and then all on the other leg. So you'll come to one end of your mat and then step to the side and then come back to center. Good. Step to the side and come back to center. Now, as you step, think about pressing into the heel and the outside edge of her right leg here, and your hips will go back. So you're thinking about sitting into a chair as you go out to the side there. And that's it after we do the tap jumps. So quite a bit of tap jumps. And we'll do 3 rounds total. So we're gonna do 10 reps of everything except for the tap jumps. For the tap jumps, we'll be doing 5. So it'll look like 5 tap jumps, then 10 push-ups, 10 Bulgarian split squats, 5 tap jumps, 10 plank up and downs, 10 hip thrusts, 5 tap squats, and then 10 Superman flutter kicks and 10 side-to-side lunges. When you're ready, let's begin. Okay, we're starting with our tap squat jumps. So your feet are about hip distance. You'll sit your hips back and then tap and jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, step your feet away from the ottoman. We're coming into a push-up. So the hands will come down onto the ottoman and we'll go. 10, 9, 8. Now, if you need a break at any point, 7, 6. You're welcome to take one. Just pause. 5, 4, 3 more. Keep pushing. 2, and 1. Then we're coming into our Bulgarian split squat. So you'll turn away from the ottoman and step one foot on and hop yourself away and then begin to go. So we'll do 5 on each side here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. You're thinking about driving the knee over the third toe in line with that third toe for 5, 4, pressing the outside edge of the foot, 3, into the heel, 2, and 1. Now it's time for our tap squats. So here we go for 5. And we jump, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here we have the up and down plank. So you come back into that plank position on your ottoman, and then as you're ready, lower down onto your forearms. 5, 4, 3. I tricked you, we're doing 10. So once we get down to 1, we'll go back to 2, and 1. 5 more. You can do it. 5. You can always modify by going down onto the knees. 4, 3, 2 more, 2, and 1 more. Good. Come to sit down. We're going into our hip thrusts. So position your upper back on the ottoman. Feet are about hip distance, and you'll drive through the heels, making sure your gaze stays at the seam there. 10 of the wall and the ceiling. 9, 8, 7, 6, squeeze the glutes at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. You can do it. 2, and 1. Then we're coming into our tap squat jumps. So we have 5 of these. Remember, you sit back, tap the glutes, and then jump up. 5, 4, 3, tap and go. 2, and 1. From here, we're coming into our Superman flutter kicks. So you'll come to lie down on your belly. Arms will extend away from you. Take a breath in and rise up. And we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time to lunge side to side. So rise up. Facing the long edge of your mat, come to one end, and then step yourself out, sit back into an imaginary chair. 5, 4, 3, 2, keep your chest up as you go, and 1. Taking it to the other side, just step on over, and we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to our tap squat jumps, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So that is one full set. We have 2 more to go. Take a little rest right now. Take a sip of water if you need to. Catch your breath. Breathe in, breathe out, full deep breaths. One of the best things you can do when you need to catch your breath is to not hunch over. So if that's your go-to method, instead lift your arms overhead or maybe take your hands behind your head and just take a breath in. You want to kind of calm yourself down. We're going to repeat that whole thing for 2 more times. You'll get a rest in between. Take one more full breath in and out. And then let's set up for the second set. All right, here we go. So we start with the squat jumps. We tap and go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we have push-ups. Remember, you can always go onto your knees. Go when you're ready. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep your core strong. 6, 5. You can always lower down if you need to. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into your Bulgarian split squat, you'll lift one leg and place the top of the foot on the ottoman. Feet are about hip distance. Hop yourself out of the way, just as you saw Ashley do. Then you lower down. We're doing 5 each side. So here we go for 4, 3, 2. Drive through the heel. 1, and we switch sides. So you really want to think about pressing through that footprint as you rise up. Lower down, keep your knee in line with your third toe. 4 more. 3, 2, hips stay even, and 1. Now it's time for the jumps. So we come back to the ottoman, we sit back, and we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming to our up and down planks, you come back into that plank position. Remember, you can always go onto your knees if you need to. Lower down onto your forearms and step yourself back up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more to go. 6, 7, 3 more. 8, 9, and 10. Coming to the hip thrust, you'll come to sit down. Your upper back will be positioned on the ottoman. And then drive up through the heels. Posterior tilt of the pelvis here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Thinking about driving the knees out. 6, 7, 3 more. 8, 9, and last one, 10. Good job. Now we come to the tap squat jumps once again. You'll sit back and tap, big jump up. 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. Then you're gonna come to lie face down, coming into the Superman position, extending the arms, thumbs point up. As you breathe in, take a big breath and lift up, and we flutter for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Side to side lunges, so come to face the long edge of your mat and come to one side of your mat. Big step out as you sit yourself back, weight in the heel. 2, remember we have 5 each side. 3, 4, and 5. Coming over to the other side. Now as you go back, think about sitting your weight into your heel. Chest stays lifted. 2, 3, almost done. 4, and 5. Then you have the jumps and you get a good rest. So coming to the jumps, you sit to tap and jump up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Set 2 is over. Take a couple seconds to rest. So as you're coming into your rest here, you can bring your arms overhead or hands behind your head. That just gives you some more space for your lungs to take in more air versus wanting to close. If you have the tendency to want to like walk around and move around and like try to avoid that, because we want to bring the heart rate down, we want to slow everything down. So avoid doing a ton of movement. This is your rest time, so you really do want to take this time to rest. And when you walk around and you're like trying to catch yourself, you almost expend more energy doing that. So one more big breath in, big breath out. And then you've got one more set and you are done. So let's approach this set with a yes I can attitude. We'll get into it here, starting with the tap squat jumps. So here we go. Best effort yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're coming into our push-ups. Remember, you can always go onto the knees if you need to. 10, 9, 8, drive through the palms. 7, 6, 5 more after this. Push. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into your Bulgarian split squat. So you have the top of the foot on the ottoman, the other foot hops away. Hips stay even, and we lower down for 5, 4, drive through the heel, outside edge of the foot, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Make sure those toes are pointed forward, hips are even, and then here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back for your tap squat jumps. So we sit back, tap the glutes, and go. 5, big jump. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up and down planks, you come back into that plank position, lower down onto your forearms for 10, 9, keep your core strong. 8, approach with that yes I can attitude. 7, dig deep here. 6, almost done. 5, 4, we lower down, get up. 3, almost done. 2, and last 1. Great job. Then you'll sit down, face away from the ottoman for your hip thrusts. Position the upper back along the edge of the ottoman, and then you'll press down to lift up. 10. Keep your gaze 45 degrees. 9, 8, 7, squeeze the glutes at the top. 6, 5, 4, just keep moving. 3, 2 more, and last one. And then you know what we've got, the tap squat jumps. So you'll come to sit down and then jump up. 5, 4, tap and go. 3, 2, and 1. From here, lower down onto the ground. You're in a prone position, arms extend, thumbs point up. Big breath in, rise up, and we kick for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then come to the side of your mat facing the long edge of the mat. You'll lunge out, sitting the weight back in the heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Then come on over to the other side and we'll go. 5, 4, 3, sit the weight in the heel, chest up, 2, and last one. Last tap jumps. Here we go. Best effort yet. Big jumps. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Give yourself a pat on the back. You did an awesome job. Lift your arms up overhead. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Arms by your side or hands to heart center. Just breathe a few breaths here and relax. Great job. You should feel so proud of yourself. It's so good to just get a nice little workout in. That's exactly what you did. And now it's time for the really important part, which is a cool down. You never want to finish a workout and just kind of go about your day without cooling down. Your muscles could get really tight. It just doesn't feel really good. So I'd like to continue moving with you with a little cool down. So to begin, let's start in what's called Ragdoll Pose. So you'll take your feet a little wider than hip distance, and then bend down. You can bend your knees a whole lot and grab opposite elbows. And then imagine you have a string tied to your tailbone, and then pick that tailbone up a little bit until you feel a good stretch across the backs of your legs. So for some of you, your legs might be straight, and for others of you, you might still have bent knees, and that's totally fine. What's more important, rather than bent legs or straight legs, is feeling a stretch across the hamstrings. From here, sway side to side if that feels good for you. So you can put a little bit more weight in the left foot, followed by the right. And that should feel really nice across the hips and the backs of the legs. And then see if you can really let your whole body just kind of hang so that there's no real effort through the upper body. You're just sort of swaying with the movement of your body. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, begin to come to stillness and let your arms drop with a thud. And then bring your hands to the ground and begin to walk yourself forward. We'll go into what's called downward facing dog. So you're picturing your body as an upside down letter V. You'll press the palms into the ground to find some extension through the back here and up through the hips. You can pedal your knees out. That could feel really nice too. Or you may want to stay in stillness. Honestly, whatever feels best for you is what you should do. Then as you breathe in, we'll step the right foot forward towards the front of the mat and lift the right arm up overhead and come up onto the left fingertips. And you can kind of spin your heart up towards the sky as you have a little twist here. Try to keep the hips even and find one long line of energy through your arms. And then gently release, and as you lower that right hand down, step the hand between the left hand and the right foot. And you'll begin to rotate so you face to the left side of your mat, and then side to side, you'll lunge back and forth. So your left toes will point towards the long edge of your mat. Yep, just like that, kind of walking yourself over to the side to side, and just kind of moving, noticing what's going on through the hip joints. And then begin to crawl yourself back towards the front and step yourself back into downward facing dog, pedaling your knees out once again. Any little wiggles through the hips that feel good, feel free, shake your head. And we'll do the same thing over on the other side. So we'll step the left foot forward towards the front, and the left arm will lift up as you tent up onto the right fingertips. One real long line of energy here. Your hips feel like they're even. You're spinning the bottom of your heart kind of upward towards the sky. And just take a big breath in, noticing that expansion through the chest. And exhale. Lower down, bringing the left hand in between the foot and the right hand, and just once again, side to side. Just noticing what's going on through the inner thighs. And on the next time back, begin to crawl yourself forward and step yourself back to downward facing dog. And then begin to come forward, bringing the knees down onto the ground and sitting the hips back into what's called child's pose, Balasana. So you reach the hips back towards the heels, the arms extend. You can really press into the palms to get a nice stretch through the armpits and the chest area. And then from here, begin to come forward, finding your way onto all fours. Hands will come underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we'll do some cat-cow. So as you breathe in, lower your belly and lift your head and tailbone towards the sky. And think about getting some extension through your spine. Then as you exhale, round your back and push the ground away, pouring out through the top of the head. And one more time, just like that. Lower belly, lift the head and tailbone as you breathe in. And exhale, round your back. Press the ground away as you breathe out. Coming back to a neutral spine, we'll lower down onto the belly, and then you can roll over onto your back from here and hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little rock from side to side. We'll do some twists here, so keep your hands around the top part of the right shin, and you can extend your left leg. Then lower the right hand by your body, and you can press into that hand to pull your leg up and over your body to your left. Take your gaze out over your right shoulder, and then go ahead and flip your right palm. The closer you have your hand towards the body, the less intense this will be. So if this feels like too much, just bring your arm closer to your body. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can bend through the right elbow, maybe taking 90 degrees, and that will intensify the stretch. As you breathe in, you want to think about finding some length from the shoulder to the hip. And as you breathe out, think about melting the shoulder and the right knee towards the ground. Big breath in through the nose. Big breath out. Come back through center and give that knee a nice hug in once again. You can even bring that knee in towards the armpit. That'll get a little bit deeper into the inner thigh. And then go ahead and extend the right leg. The left knee will be hugged into the chest. Then place the left hand by your side and press into the left hand to pull your left leg up and over your body to the right. You'll flip your left palm and take your gaze out over your left shoulder. Remember, the closer you have your arm towards your body, the less intense the stretch will be through the chest. The further away, the more intense. And if you need more intensity, just bend at the elbow about 90 degrees, and that'll get deeper into the chest and the shoulder. As you breathe in, you want to think about creating length from the left shoulder down towards the left hip. So as you breathe out, I like to think about gravity, gently pulling my left knee and left shoulder towards the ground. They don't have to get on the ground in order to get a great stretch, but that's the intention behind it, so you find a good sensation of stretch. One more big breath in. Big breath out. And then come back to center. Hug your knee in once again, and then bring the knee in towards the armpit. That'll get a little bit deeper into the inner thigh. And then extend the left leg down to the ground. From here, bring your arms by your side. Your feet are about mat distance. Just take a moment here to acknowledge your workout, acknowledge your health, and give thanks for the opportunity to move and breathe. And let your eyes close. Eyes are heavy in the sockets. Let the mouth close and relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Begin to scan your body from your head to your toes and just check in to see if there's any little pockets of tension that you find. And if you do, send your breath there like a laser. On your next inhale, begin to extend your arms back behind you. You'll hook your thumbs and go in for a big good morning stretch, getting as long as you can from fingertips to toes. And then release your arms, and as you breathe in, we'll lift the arms back up overhead once again. Hook the thumbs the other way, the way that feels a little funky. And then once again, big good morning stretch, getting as long as you can from fingers to toes. And gently release. Hugging your knees into your chest before rolling over onto your favorite side and sitting yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands to heart center, we'll press the thumbs into the sternum, lower the chin towards the chest, close your eyes. Just taking a moment once again to set an intention for the rest of your day. And to move from a place of gratitude and joy. When you're ready, seal in your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing it with us. I hope you enjoyed that workout. I hope it felt great for you, and I hope to see you soon.